You know what? I'm like looking right now on the internet because I would genuinely want to give the right answer. I don't want to give some fake answers. I don't want to get caught out by like Stefano and all that on like on camera, right? So from what I'm looking right now, Italian national team struggles stem from a combination of a decline in youth development and talent production, and a less modern and slower paced league. So as competitive as the Serie A is, it's still obviously slower paced compared to like the Premier League and La Liga. It's less modern. So they compared to other top leagues, they have financial disadvantages, and they just have a lack of consistent tactical evolution. I think a lot of the tactics that Italian football use, especially like it might work in Serie A, but when you're going against like other international giants, it's just you're using outdated tactics, right? So it's just led to a shallower talent pool, with a particular shortage of world class attackers, and then there's just like a loss of swagger and aura that was in the previous successful years. I mean, Italy had a lot of swagger and aura in the 2020 Euro, but it's a totally different Euro and World Cup. It's like totally different ball game, right? Because Euro, it's just Europe, right? It's like there's still like of course there's a lot of good teams from Europe, but then in the World Cup you're going against like really good teams from all over the world, right? You're going against like this upcoming World Cup. If Italy make it, let's say they make it, you're going up against the likes. It's a much more international game now as well. So of course you got the European giants. We already know like Spain, France, Portugal. Then you got the giants from Africa as well. So you got like Nigeria, Senegal. Let's not forget Morocco, especially Morocco. Actually, the of course the 2022
Semi-finals.
semi-finalists, right? And then North America, even you got I'm not gonna maybe USMNT. They got the potential, even though they don't always like perform. But then you got Mexico as well. You got Panama, Costa Rica, and then South America. Of course, we all know Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, and then Asia. You got like Japan now, who are like absolutely like they're
Yeah,
investing so much
Japan are
money.
good.
Yeah,
Japan
yeah,
very good.
they have this Project 250 where they're trying to win the World Cup before 2050, and they put in a lot of money. Like that's what Italy should be doing, but they just I guess they don't have
Yeah,
the
I feel like
funds.
that
So
that's
if
like
Italy make this,
sorry to cut you off here, but like I feel like that's like very like crucial in like international football for you to like have a base to treat your players well because most international teams their flaw was mostly because of let's say facilities and proximity, all that.
yeah, 100%. And it's just like I feel like Italy maybe needs to focus on a more bottom up grassroots approach. Maybe they're like because I do know for a while Italian soccer was really like complicated by like top down politics, like with Berlusconi and all that. And there's like just like there was corruption and a lot of that in the '90s and stuff that happened in Syria, and then also in the 2000s with the whole like Calipoli scandal or you've heard of that, right? Where Juventus,
Yeah, so many.
yeah, so many. So I feel like they need to kind of focus more on a bottom up grassroots approach because that's what at least Japan's done, and that's like what's made them really successful. And then even if you're looking at like Asia soccer, particularly, the reason why the likes of Japan and South Korea are so successful in their soccer programs compared to the likes of China, which could easily become really good because they have such a big population. They've had officials who are
Passion.
actually really into soccer as well, but they've never been able to do good because in China, of course, everything's like top down, right? Because it's like that's just the way it is. Like it's that's just the way
And
China's set up because it's like
also
a one party
passion, they
state,
have
right?
passion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a one party state in China, so everything's from top down. So that doesn't really work in soccer because soccer is
Mm-hmm.
a it's very community grassroots based bottom up. Whereas in Japan and South Korea, they've really focused on like the grassroots approach to it. They have they're getting their money from other sources, not just like the people in the government who make all the decisions, right? So they can have more freedom and license to use their money wisely and well. So that's why, of course, you got like in Japan and South Korea, you see that they always qualify for the World Cup, whereas China has not qualified for a World Cup since 2002. So I think Italy should look towards those teams. And yeah, as if Italy qualify for this World Cup, they really need to increase their swagger and they really got to like step up. Like it's not like I don't want to see any Italian fans if they make the World Cup, they're gonna get all happy because they could easily get knocked out early because I already mentioned there's so many like teams like it's a different game compared to when Italy won 2006. As I said, we got the likes of Morocco, Japan, Mexico, Senegal, Nigeria. It's like I'm just listing it on and on. It's like a much more global game. These teams are all really stepped up. And yeah, Italy, they got it. They got it. I think they got to evolve. I think they're a little attached to like their prehistoric tactics, which worked for a really long time, right? In the '90s, 2000s, but it's a different game now.